Today I want to talk about the catastrophic failure that is KSP2, the game that was supposed to build on the brilliance of its predecessor. It was supposed to take us to new worlds, supposed to reignite a passion for space exploration in gamers everywhere. Instead, it became a symbol of corporate greed, broken promises, and utter disrespect for the very community that believed in it. A game that I once hoped would define this channel. Instead, it taught me a bitter lesson about trust, accountability, and the precarious state of the gaming industry, and how it's one of the most egregious examples of corporate irresponsibility I've seen. When KSP2 was announced, it wasn't just another sequel, it was the sequel. The promise of colonies, interstellar travel, and multiplayer. It had fans, myself included, over the moon. I'll admit, I was all in. I even planned for my channel to revolve around this, anticipating years of content as the game evolved. Instead, the game's development has been abruptly halted, its developers fired, and its studio, Intercept Games, sold off entirely. Yet shockingly, KSP2 remains available for purchase, and even goes on sale regularly. Kerbal Space Program wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon. A blend of fun and education, with a community that thrived on creativity and collaboration. To say that KSP2 had big shoes to fill would be an understatement. And then, after years of promises, February 2023, Early Access launched. Instead of delivering on its promises, however, KSP stumbled right out of the gate, with broken physics, horrendous optimizations, and features that felt half-baked at best. The community's excitement turned to frustration, but many, myself included, held on, hoping that time would fix what was broken. But here's the kicker. The problems weren't just technical, they were systemic. The game was a shadow of its promise, and now we know why. Over the past few months, the truth has come to light. Intercept Games, the studio behind KSP2, was shut down, developers who poured their hearts into this project were let go, and the creative director, Nate Simpson, was left to pick up the pieces of a dream that was systemically dismantled by the higher-ups. In an emotional video, Nate described it all. This was a man who cared deeply about the game and the community. He described his 7 years on the project as pushing an immovable boulder up a hill. Despite his passion and the team's dedication, the project faced immense challenges, many of which were tied to poor leadership decisions and unrealistic corporate expectations. Nate's recent video, The Heartfelt and Sorrowful Goodbye, paints a picture of a team that fought hard, but was ultimately set up to fail by the very people who were supposed to support them. He, like others in his place in the industry, were stuck in a system that valued deadlines and dollar signs over quality and creativity. While he and the developers shouldered the blame publicly, the real culprits were the decision makers, the one who prioritized shareholder interests over delivering a game worthy of the KSP name, and again, more importantly, the player's time. And sadly, those people walked away with the biggest paychecks. And now, a new twist. Private Division, the publishing label under Take-Two, that oversaw KSP, has reportedly been sold to a company formed by former Annapurna Interactive employees. This includes the Kerbal Space Program franchise, though what this means for its future is anyone's guess. While this might sound like a glimmer of hope for the series, and let's be clear and honest, it's not, it also doesn't undo the damage done to KSP2 or the trust of its community. The new company inherits a franchise weighed down by tarnished reputation and a sequel that never delivered on its promises. This development highlights an all-too-common trend in the gaming industry. And yet, despite all this, KSP2 remains available for purchase. Not only that, it's regularly put on sale. A game that's effectively dead, no future updates or support, is still being sold to unsuspecting players. This is just irresponsible. It's predatory, it's exploiting the trust of gamers who may not know the full story. Ironically, early on I was one of those players. I believed in KSP2. I wanted it to succeed so badly that I ignored the warning signs, and now I'm left questioning, how did I allow myself to be so naive? And it seems they are the type of development group that will wait until their product is polished to release something to their fans, rather than go for a quick cash grab. With all this being said, I will be embarking on the KSP2 journey on the first rocket out. Early access be damned. While this may be hypocritical to the people that know me, I'm willing to take the risk on this specific game, developer, and publisher. So check back here to see if I regret my decision, or if the game lives up to the hype. But this isn't just about me. It's about all of us in the gaming community. We've seen the story play out too many times, promises made, promises broken, and yet, we keep coming back for more. We deserve better. As gamers, as customers, and as a community. We need to demand more transparency and accountability from the companies that create the games we love. And honestly, we need to be less trusting than I was. Even with the amount of research I did before I buy, don't let nostalgia or hype cloud your judgment. To the higher-ups who let this happen, shame on you. You took a beloved franchise, a passionate team, and a loyal community, and you squandered it all for short-term gains. To the developers, thank you for trying. The failure is not yours to bear. Kerbal Space Program's legacy deserved so much better than this. And while KSP2's story ends in tragedy, let it be a lesson to all of us. Let's hold this industry to a higher standard. Let's protect the games we love and the people who make them. So let KSP2 serve as a cautionary tale. Don't let the excitement of what could be blind you to the reality of what is. Thank you so much for watching. This video is a little shift in tone from what I usually do, but if you found it insightful, please consider subscribing. You can watch more content right now, and remember, always make time for games. But be careful who you trust with your time.